I always pressed, remind me later. All those windows, update now, or, remind me later, I postponed them endlessly. Not because I was afraid. Just lazy. Let it update at night while I sleep. Let it not bother me. That night, the phone updated itself. I woke up to a bright light. The screen was glowing white, a loading bar in the middle. I tried to turn it off, but the power button didn't work. Neither did the volume buttons, nor the touch screen. The phone was stuck on that loading screen for several minutes. I lay in the darkness, watching the white light illuminate the ceiling, watching shadows stretch across the walls. The room felt bigger than it should. Colder. Then the loading finished. The phone restarted. Everything looked normal. Same icons, same wallpaper, same apps. I was about to put it on the nightstand and go back to sleep. But there was a new app. It was called Echo. The icon was a gray circle with a single white dot inside. It didn't look like anything from the official store. I didn't install it. The phone updated, and there it was, on my home screen, between the calculator and the calendar. As if it had always been there. As if it had been waiting for me to finally notice. I stared at it for a long time. My finger hovered over the screen. I wanted to delete it. I wanted to throw the phone across the room. But something made me stop. Curiosity. Or something else. Something that wanted me to look. And at that moment, the app opened itself. Black screen. White text, like a terminal. Echo will find those who speak about you. I thought it was a virus. Or some kind of ad. I tried to close it. But the text changed on its own. In the last 24 hours, 3 people spoke about you. My heart skipped. I'm nobody. I have no friends. My coworkers don't notice me. My parents call once a month. Who could have been talking about me? I pressed, details. A list opened. 3 names. All unfamiliar. I read the first one, and remembered. The girl at the supermarket checkout. I bought groceries yesterday evening. She called me weird to the guy with the cart. I heard her. I didn't think anything of it. But Echo recorded it. The second name, the guy in the elevator. I held the door, he said, thanks, man, and then into his phone, yeah, normal, not scary. The third, the vendor at the kiosk. I got coffee, he thought I hadn't paid. Called me a thief. I heard it out of the corner of my ear. 3 people. 3 random words. The app recorded them all. With names. With locations. With exact times. Even with a recording. I could press play and hear their voices. The girl at the checkout. The guy in the elevator. The vendor at the kiosk. They didn't know I was listening. They didn't know anyone was listening. But Echo was listening. And now I was too. I didn't sleep that night. I scrolled through every entry. The app had a map. On it, yellow dots where people had spoken about me. Small, like droplets of oil on water. They covered my neighborhood. A few at work. A few near the grocery store. I sat and stared at them until the sun came up. The light outside turned gray. I didn't move. The next morning, I opened Echo again. The number had grown. In the last 24 hours, 11 people spoke about you. I pressed it. Names. Recordings. Somewhere, a neighbor upstairs whispered to his wife through the garbage chute, "Take out the trash, or the guy downstairs will complain again." Somewhere, a coworker in the office said, "Some new guy, haven't seen him." Somewhere, a girl on the bus told her boyfriend, "Ugh, he's staring at me." Somewhere, my mother, my own mother, told her friend on the phone, "He rarely calls, I'm worried. I don't know what's wrong with him." I listened to her voice. She sounded tired. Sad. I hadn't called her in 3 weeks. Echo knew that too. The app had a new feature. A timeline. Every time someone spoke about me, it was marked with a timestamp. The earliest entry was from 6 months ago. Before I even installed the app. Echo had been listening long before I knew it existed. I kept scrolling. Deeper. Older. There were entries from a year ago. 2 years. 5. Whispers from strangers. Comments from coworkers. Words from people I had forgotten. The app had recorded everything. Like a shadow following me my entire life, writing down every word spoken in my direction. They didn't really know me. But they spoke about me. And Echo remembered. I couldn't stop. It was like a drug. Every day, I opened the app. Every hour. Every few minutes. The number grew. 14, 22. 37, 56. 89, 124. 156, 203. People spoke about me. Always. Everywhere. I walked down the street, someone thought about me. I sat in a cafe. Someone discussed me at the next table. The whole world was talking about me behind my back. And now I could hear everything. I started checking Echo every half hour. Before bed, in the morning, in the bathroom at work. I scrolled through the entries, who said what, where, when. I started recognizing voices. I started recognizing faces in the crowd. That guy in the subway said something about my jacket. That woman in line called me moody. That teenager on the bus said I looked like a serial killer. I became a paranoid. I stopped sleeping. I stopped eating. I just sat in my apartment with the lights off, refreshing the app, watching the number climb. Every ping of my phone made me jump. Every whisper I heard through Echo made me look over my shoulder. But I couldn't stop. Because somewhere, deep down, I wanted to know what people really thought of me. And Echo was the only one telling the truth. Then something else appeared. One evening, I opened the app, and the number wasn't green, as usual. It was red. Bright red. Like blood. One person is speaking about you right now. I was at home. Alone. The phone lay on the table. The apartment was empty. I checked every room, nothing. Looked under the bed, in the closet, behind the curtains. Checked the bathroom. The kitchen. The balcony. No one. I pressed details. No name. No recording. Just coordinates. GPS showed a point directly behind me. I turned around. No one. The room was empty. The walls were bare. The window was closed. The phone vibrated. A new line. He doesn't use a phone. He whispers. He has been here for 47 minutes. I felt my blood turn cold. 47 minutes. That meant he had been standing behind me while I was checking the app. While I was looking at the names. While I was listening to the recordings. He had been there the whole time. I ran out of the apartment. On the stairs, I tripped, fell, bloodied my knee. The pain didn't register. I got up, kept running. Barefoot. In my pajamas. Ran outside into the cold night air. Breathing so hard my lungs burned. My heart felt like it was trying to escape my chest. I ran to my friend's house. He lived across town. It took me 40 minutes. I don't remember the run. I only remember the feeling of something watching me from every dark window I passed. I slept at his place that night. On the couch. I didn't turn on my phone. I shoved it to the bottom of my backpack and buried it under clothes. I slept in my clothes, with a kitchen knife under the pillow. My friend thought I was crazy. He didn't say it, but I saw it in his eyes. In the morning, the app opened itself. I didn't touch my phone. I didn't unlock it. It was in my backpack, on the floor, 3 meters away. But the screen lit up. The glow was green this time. Sickly green, like infected flesh. I walked over. The white text had turned red. Echo has been updated. New feature, live stream. You can now hear what people are saying about you in real time. I tried to delete the app. I couldn't. The delete button was gray. I tried to force stop it. The button did nothing. I tried to factory reset the phone. I went through the whole process. It wiped everything. My photos. My contacts. My messages. The phone was as fresh as the day I bought it. Echo remained on the home screen. The icon was blinking. Slowly. Like a heartbeat. I pressed live stream. A whisper came from the speaker. Indistinct. Distant. Like voices in the next room. I turned the volume to maximum. He hears us now. Quiet, he might be listening. Let him listen, it doesn't matter anymore. The voices were different. Male, female, children's. Old, young, raspy, clear. Some spoke in languages I didn't recognize. Some spoke in whispers so soft I had to press my ear to the speaker. They were talking about me. About my walk. About my face. About how I sleep at night. They knew what position I slept in. They knew what I ate for breakfast. They knew my shoe size. They knew the name of my first pet. They knew things I had never told anyone. I screamed into the phone, "Who are you?" The whisper paused for a second. Complete silence. Then one voice, closer than the others, as if lips were pressed directly against the microphone on the other side. "We are the ones who will speak about you after your death." The phone fell from my hand. It hit the floor. The screen shattered into a spiderweb of cracks, but the app kept working. The whisper didn't stop. It came from the cracked speaker. From the shards of glass. From the small vibrating circuit board inside. 10 years, 12, more than anyone in this area. He will be known, but not in his lifetime. His name will be remembered, but not his face. He will become one of us, eventually, they all do. I stomped on the phone. I crushed it with my heel. The glass cut into my bare foot. Blood seeped across the floor. But the whisper didn't stop. It came from the speaker. From the broken, dead, shattered phone. Installation complete. Echo activated on all devices in the apartment. The phone went dark. I sat in silence. Breathing. Staring at the shards. At the blood on the floor. At my shaking hands. The room was so quiet I could hear my own heartbeat. And then I heard footsteps. In the hallway outside my apartment. Heavy. Slow. Someone was walking toward my door. The door was locked. I had locked it when I came in. I always locked it now. The footsteps stopped right outside. Silence. Then, a scraping sound. Someone dragging a fingernail down the wood. Top to bottom. Very slowly. SHK. Once. Twice. 3 times. I didn't move. I pressed myself against the wall. Covered my mouth with both hands. Stopped breathing. My chest burned for air. I didn't care. After an hour, the footsteps went away. I heard them walk down the hallway. Stop at the kitchen door. Then the front door clicked open. Then silence. I moved out the next day. I packed everything in 2 hours. Threw bags into my car. Drove to another city. I didn't tell anyone where I was going. I rented a small apartment on the outskirts. No one knew my new address. Not my parents. Not my friends. No one. I bought a new phone. The cheapest one they had. A flip phone. No internet. No apps. A black and white screen. It could make calls and send texts. That's it. 3 weeks of silence. I started to forget. I drank coffee in the mornings. I went to the grocery store. I slept through the night. Sometimes I remembered the whisper and shuddered. Just a nervous breakdown, I told myself. Just hallucinations. It wasn't real. It couldn't be real. But then, one night, the new phone's screen lit up by itself. I hadn't installed any updates. This phone didn't even have updates. They hadn't been released for 5 years. The phone wasn't even connected to a network. I had never put a SIM card in it. But the small black and white display was glowing brighter than usual. And on the screen, a new icon. Echo. Subtitle, version 2.0. We missed you. The number was different. Not green. Red. In the last 24 hours, 204 people spoke about you. I dropped the phone. It hit the floor. The screen went dark. I didn't press it. I didn't want to know. I didn't want to hear. I took the phone outside. I smashed it with a hammer on the concrete steps of the building. I gathered every piece. I threw them into different trash bins across 3 blocks. I drove to a different store, one I had never visited before, and bought a new flip phone. I paid in cash. I didn't give them my name. Another month passed. Silence. I almost stopped checking the ceiling before bed. I almost stopped flinching at every creak of the floorboards. I almost believed it was over. But last night, the new phone lit up by itself. I had left it on the kitchen table. The screen was off. The battery was full. I hadn't touched it in days. The small black and white screen glowed with a steady white light, brighter than any light that screen should have been capable of producing. There was no text on it. Just an icon. Gray, with a white dot. I tried to turn off the phone. The button didn't work. I pressed and held it. Nothing. I took out the battery. The phone kept working. The screen stayed on. The icon blinked. Without a battery. Text appeared on the screen, one line at a time, like someone typing on the other side. Echo installed. We missed you. Did you think we were only in phones? We are everywhere. In the TV. In the refrigerator. In the light bulb. In the heating system. In the water meter. In the doorbell. Welcome home. The lights in the room went out. I flicked the switch. Nothing happened. I flicked it again and again. Dead. The television turned on by itself. The screen was black, not off, just black. With a single white dot in the exact center. The dot pulsed. Slowly. Like a heartbeat. Like the icon on the phone. Then the whisper came from the TV speakers. The same whisper. The same voices. He's here, we found him again. He can't hide, there's nowhere left to go. He thought he could escape, but we are the walls, we are the floor, we are the air. I ran outside. I stood in the yard in my pajamas. Barefoot. The ground was cold. There was no wind. The sky was clear. But the neighborhood was dark. All the neighbors' windows were lit. Warm yellow light. Signs of life. Then, one by one, they went out. Not like a power failure. Not all at once. Slowly. Deliberately. Window by window. Apartment by apartment. As if someone was walking through each home, turning off the lights by hand. I heard switches clicking inside the walls. Inside the apartments. Inside my own head. People came out onto their balconies. They stood in the darkness, holding their phones. The screens of their phones glowed green, hundreds of small green lights in the dark, like fireflies. Like eyes. Their faces were white. Pale. Staring down at me. All of them. At once. Every resident of every building on my street. They stared at me, and from every phone, from every speaker, came the same whisper. I heard it from all sides. It filled the yard like fog. Like water rising around my knees. Then, at the end of the street, a single streetlight flickered to life. Under it stood a figure. Tall. Thin. Wearing a long dark coat that brushed the ground. It had no face, just smooth gray skin stretched tight over the shape of a head. No eyes. No nose. No mouth. But there was a smile. A thin black line cut across the emptiness where its mouth should have been. The line curved upward. It raised one hand. The fingers were too long. Too thin. It beckoned me, with one finger. Slowly. Deliberately. Like calling a dog. Like calling someone home. I ran. I don't know how long I ran. I don't know in which direction. I just ran until my legs gave out. Now I'm in the stairwell of a stranger's building. I don't know the address. I don't know the city. I ran until I couldn't recognize anything. I'm sitting on the concrete floor of the third-floor landing. Writing this on a stranger's tablet that I found on the windowsill. The screen was on when I picked it up. As if someone left it here for me. The tablet is not connected to the internet. It has no SIM card. I checked. I checked twice. Bluetooth is off. Wi-Fi is off. There are no saved networks in the settings. But when I opened the Notes app to write this text, a gray icon with a white dot blinked in the corner of the screen. Echo. Version 3.0. Now we are also in devices you never connected. I looked around the stairwell. Empty. Dark. The echo of my own breathing bouncing off the walls. But I hear the whisper. It's coming from the tablet's speakers. From the tiny grills at the bottom edge. We found him again. He's writing, he thinks it will help. Let him write, let him warn them. They will press, remind me later anyway. I can't turn off the tablet. I can't take out the battery, it's built in. I can't smash it. Because you are my only witnesses. If you're reading this, Echo is already on your phone. Don't believe me? Look at your home screen. Between the apps. A gray circle with a white dot. It's always been there. You just never noticed. Maybe it came with the last update. Maybe it was installed while you were sleeping. Maybe it's been in your phone since the day you bought it. Since the day you were born. Don't press it. Don't listen. Don't answer the questions. Don't check how many people spoke about you today. Because once you hear their voices, they will hear you. And then you will become one of them. Speaking about those who don't know yet. Whispering through the speakers. Watching through the screens. Forever. Even after death. I hear footsteps on the stairs. Someone is coming up. Slowly. Heavily. One step every 3 seconds. The sound echoes through the concrete stairwell. It's getting closer. The tablet shows a red dot on the GPS. The coordinates are directly below me. 1 floor down. The whisper from the speaker grows louder. He knows we're here. He's always known. He just didn't want to admit it. The footsteps stop. Right below me. On the 2nd floor landing. Silence. Then, a fingernail dragging up the concrete wall. SHHK, SHHK, SHHK. The tablet screen flickers. The icon is gone. Now there's only text. 1 sentence. Do you hear us? I don't answer. We know you do. If you ever see the gray circle with the white D, don't ignore it. Don't delete it. Don't press it. Just throw the phone away. Without the battery. Without the SIM card. Without the memory. And never buy a new one. Because Echo isn't in the phone. It's in the network. And the network is everywhere. The footsteps are moving again. Coming up to the 3rd floor. I can see a shadow under the door to the stairwell. Tall. Thin. Standing right on the other side. The tablet whispers one last thing. Good night. We'll come again. We always do. The door is opening. The end.